Good morning, everyone. Let us begin this webinar with a prayer. Let us put ourselves in the presence of God. Dear Lord, our Heavenly Father, as we gather here this morning, we ask you to bless our speaker and all the participants in this webinar. We thank you for being our refuge, our strength, and our ever-present help, most especially during this pandemic. Please continue to guide all of us in everything we say and do, because all of these we do for you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. What a beautiful morning. We are happy to have all of you in attendance today. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. We welcome you all to EBSCO's live webinar titled Navigating eBooks from Print to E and Everything in Between. This webinar aims to empower everyone with knowledge on eBooks and know your options for your library, especially during this time of pandemic, wherein all library doors are closed. Sadly, here in Metro Manila, we are back in MECQ. Before we introduce the speaker, we would just like to remind everyone of our webinar guidelines. All of the participants' microphones and videos are turned off by default. If you have a question on the topic, please type it on the designated Q&A box found at the lower right-hand side of your screen. Questions will be read at the end of the presentation. This will ensure a smooth flow and to not interrupt the speaker. Certificates will be given, provided that you have registered, stay and listen to this webinar for a minimum of 45 minutes, and also answer our brief survey after this webinar. Please wait a minimum of 2 weeks before receiving your certificates via email. Sit back, listen, and have a fun learning experience with us. First, let me introduce our special panelist. She is Steph Moriarty. She is the Global Sales Manager of EBSCO eBooks. She has been with EBSCO since September 2011, all of which have been working with EBSCO eBooks. And now for our speaker. We are so blessed to have Susan Entrican with us this morning. She is from Ipswich, Massachusetts. She graduated from Daniel Webster College with a degree in business. She has been with EBSCO for the past 20 years, covering both domestic and international sales in all markets. She also worked at the marketing department of EBSCO as a special programs manager and is currently the senior training manager of books and journals. Let us all welcome Ms. Susan Entrican. Hello, Susan. Hi. I think you're on mute.
Thank you, Cher.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I certainly appreciate it. And I certainly appreciate the opportunity to share my presentation with all of you. And I do hope that you will have a solid understanding of eBooks as we move forward in the presentation. So this webinar is specifically on navigating eBooks from print to E and everything in between. How are you all navigating during the pandemic? Have you noticed more of your library patrons, including faculty, asking for eBooks since they're not physically at the library? Are you looking to replace your print titles with eBooks, and how do you go about acquiring eBooks? Do you know that you have options for purchasing eBooks for your library? Have you decided on what eBook models to use or model? Will you choose subscription or a purchase? In this webinar, we will 100% explain to you the two main models of eBooks, so you will know which model is best for your library. Of course, we will show you what we at EBSCO can offer, but at the end of the day, it is still your vendor preference that will matter. We just want to provide you with the knowledge on how you can adopt the ebook model that works for you based on your needs and budget. Some information in the webinar that we will review may not have been explained thoroughly by other providers, and we want to make sure you have a clear understanding of ebook models. As mentioned in this webinar, we will highlight ebook models that are offered by most vendors, subscription model, and the purchase model. And that is a perpetual ownership model where libraries are able to purchase title by title. We will also speak to EBSCO subscription models specifically, as well as EBSCO purchase models, including EBSCOhost Collection Manager, as we refer to it as ECM, as well as Faculty Select. And of course, we will have time for question and answers. Let's talk about ebook subscription models. So, what are the advantages of ebook subscription collections as perceived by librarians? And these are some of the items that we have heard. Users have access to more unlimited ebooks for less money. Subscription collections offer a large volume of titles from multiple publishers. These collections are available at affordable prices, and new titles are added to these curated collections on a regular basis at no additional cost. However, there is a concern for the subscription model, and that is you don't own the titles. It's a lack of ownership. Let's talk about the perpetual ebook acquisition model. And again, a few advantages that we have heard from librarians like yourself for purchasing ebooks outright is the library staff can select and choose the titles they want based on the library's needs. And there's no need to worry that the book has been lost, damaged, or missing from a shipment. Some concerns that we have heard are costs. Some library budgets may not allow for a large purchase of ebooks. And the purchase from a variety of vendors means multiple platforms for your users. So what can EBSCO offer? And again, we do want to reiterate that this is what EBSCO can offer your library, but at the end of the day, it is solely your decision which vendor can provide the best solution for you. So let's talk about EBSCO eBooks. EBSCO offers 1.6 million plus multidisciplinary ebooks from thousands of top publishers. We also offer flexible acquisition model options as well as multiple ordering options. EBSCO offers individual ebooks and curated collections, and it does provide collection management resources for library staff. I would like to mention a few highlights of EBSCO eBooks that are unique to our company. First, let's talk about accessibility. And here I am specifically referring to different forms of disabilities, such as visual, hearing, motor, cognitive, and situational. This long overdue global movement of inclusivity to make all information accessible to all people. And please know that EBSCO is committed to this movement. Whenever possible, EBSCO goes beyond compliance to ensure that all users can have a positive experience with our products and equal access to information. EBSCO has received a top score of 100% in the Aspire Verified Accessibility Audit. And this honor recognizes an organization's commitment to improving the content and communication of its accessibility statements in order to provide full transparency to customers and end users. Our Google Drive feature within our eBooks allows users to save the full text chapters directly to their Google Drive saved file. And let's just talk briefly about Google authentication. Once a user is institutionally authenticated via user ID and password or IP, The user would create a Google account or sign into their existing Google account, and thereafter the user can authenticate from anywhere with their Google credentials. EBSCO also offers a streamlined process for DRM-free chapter downloads. EBSCO offers more feature-rich EPUB ebooks and user choice, meaning the user can choose EPUB or PDF, depending on what the publisher has provided to us. And for those of you who currently subscribe to our databases, you are already familiar with our world-class EBSCOhost platform. EBSCO does not charge a platform fee. And EBSCO also offers Rapid Mark Delivery Service, a free service that allows for quicker ebook access to end users. We offer a variety of audiobooks which are perfect for English language learners. So let's talk about perpetual ebooks. When you purchase an ebook, think of it as buying a print book. How many users will need access to that specific title? We offer one book, one user, one book, three user, unlimited user access, and unlimited user access that is DRM-free. DRM stands for Digital Rights Management, meaning it's free from restriction. And I will talk more in this presentation about DRM-free ebooks. DDA, which is an acronym for Demand-Driven Acquisition, is a pool of titles that the library has chosen that grants access to eligible ebooks pre-purchased to the end user. The purchase occurs when a user accesses the ebook by viewing it for a certain amount of time, scrolling through a number of pages, or printing pages, downloading, or copying any portion of the ebook. Subscription collections are a large, predefined collection of unlimited concurrent user ebooks. There are no turnaways for users, and these collections meet the content needs of many users. These collections contain quality ebooks that have been curated by our collection development librarian experts. And the annual subscription rate is a small fraction of the purchase price if you were to purchase these books individually. So all vendors have the same acquisition models. Some librarians have asked us, is there a difference between CAM, known as concurrent access model, and unlimited user models? The answer is yes. Some vendors may claim to offer unlimited user access, but instead it is a current access model, which only provides users with a certain amount of uses for the book per year, and the cost will reflect that. Meaning, concurrent access model may appear to be less expensive, but if you only have a certain number of uses per year, is it really less expensive? EBSCO offers unlimited user access, and it is unlimited, of course, and not access up to an annual number of users. So you can be assured that you will have access. In addition to the greater purchase value of subscription collections, we do offer high quality ebooks and with greater stability, as we do have quarterly editions and twice yearly removals. And we do provide advance notice of the removals as well as those additions. And please remember that there is no extra fee to the library for these additional books to the subscription collection. Libraries can order via EBSCO Collection Manager, known as ECM, or you can order direct with your local EBSCO representative. We do offer expert-curated subject sets. These fixed collections of perpetual front list ebooks, meaning from 2018 to 2020, are curated by our collection development librarians that focus on high demand subject areas. There are more than 100 subject sets to choose from, and 26 new sets will be released August 7th, which is this Friday. Featured collections are also curated by our collection development librarians and offer frontlist and backlist perpetual titles covering a wide range of in-depth topic areas. Libraries can choose to purchase the entire collection or title by title. Newly released collections this week include homeschooling resources, as well as human resources and personnel management. Should you find neither our subject sets or featured collections offer what you are looking for, let our collection development librarians create the collection for you. For example, maybe you're looking for frontlist titles specifically on maritime studies or Filipina studies. Let our team cull through our collection of over 1.6 million ebooks and create a collection for you. And as you can see, there are various other vendor platforms that are appearing. And what I'd like to mention here specifically is that we do realize that you can order Publisher Direct and access ebooks on different platforms. But wouldn't it be convenient to search for your databases and ebooks on one platform? Let's do a search and take a look at the ebook. I type in my search and my result list appears. I will choose the first result, the driver in the driverless car. Once I click on the title, it brings me to the detailed record screen, as is the current default. Previously, this information only existed here in the detailed record screen. Now, the permissions are displayed within the ebook viewer so that the user will be able to see the permissions and availability. And this enhancement was created from customer feedback. So the user can always click on the detailed record screen if they choose to. And we do encourage librarians to allow users to link directly to the full text by bypassing the detailed record screen. And this can be arranged in EBSCO Admin, the management portion of EBSCO eBooks. A user can search within the text of the ebook by relevancy or by chapter, which will show the number of results in the chapter. Users can take advantage of our auto-citation feature. The default is APA and MLA. However, users can change the default if they wish to use these other options that are listed on the screen. EBSCO offers over 800,000 ebooks in EPUB format, allowing for a superior user experience with dynamic, interactive, reflowable text. EPUB allows for linking within the text, as well as greater accessibility for those with disabilities and better support for non-Roman languages. As I'd mentioned, DRM-free stands for Digital Rights Management. EBSCO offers over 257,000 titles, of which over 54,000 are frontlist DRM-free titles. This content will continue to grow over time, and DRM-free offers unlimited concurrent user access with no restriction on use. Users simply authenticate through the library. Users can fully download the ebook in a few clicks, and there's no need to sign in to my EBSCOhost, and there is no Adobe ID requirement. And here are a list of some of our participating publishers that offer DRM-free ebooks. And I do have to pause here for a moment because all of a sudden my computer is asking to restart. So if I lose you all, I will be back shortly. I'm trying to restart it, but I just wanted to give you the heads up in case something does happen. I will be back on as quickly as I can. So DRM-free ebooks will show unlimited permissions within the ebook. and users can easily download the entire ebook, or they can just download a chapter. Are your users interested in audiobooks? EBSCO offers over 145,000 audiobooks. And as mentioned, audiobooks can also assist with English language learners. Simply download the EBSCO audiobook app, log in with your EBSCOhost account, and titles checked out to your My EBSCOhost account will appear on the library screen. You tap play to listen and enjoy your audiobook. So how do you get your pricing for ebooks? A few of you have mentioned that Amazon is your go-to source for pricing and availability. But please keep in mind that Amazon is for individual purchasing and not institutional purchasing. If you do purchase your books via Amazon, what is your process for getting the MARC records into your catalog? And who do you reach at Amazon to assist if you have a problem with your purchase? Please note that ECM is a free platform that allows you to search for availability and pricing of ebooks ranging from academic titles to popular school titles, and ECM was designed for all types of libraries. So I'm going to switch now and I'm going to go into ECM. So you can see what it will look like. And Steph, just in case I do get disconnected because it's not letting me pause the update, I may need you to speak to the EBSCOhost Collection Manager demo. So here we are in EBSCOhost Collection Manager. This is the home page. So you have the option here of typing in your search immediately, but what I would like to show you is subject sets are available for browsing. And we had just talked about subject sets, so you can see the full list of subject sets that we offer. You can also browse by featured collections as well. And in the interest of time, I won't click on that, but I will go back to the home page where I want to type in specifically global warming. That is my search I would like to show you today. And this will bring up a result list. And I can see here, oh yes, global warming, I want to purchase that. And I also want to purchase global warming, a weapon of mass destruction. So I'm going to add both of these to my cart. I'm going to add that one, and I will add the next one. So as we're waiting for this to load into the cart, it has been a little bit slow today. But once it does get added to the cart, I will be able to review what is in my cart. And you'll notice here that my preference is set here for unlimited users. So once I go to my cart, I can say, yes, this is the book that I'm looking for. I'm reading the terms and conditions. I'm going to click that I have read the terms and conditions and finalize my order. For the sake of time, I won't finalize that order completely. I will go back to the PowerPoint so we can continue. So what is EBSCO's Faculty Select? It is a single interface where faculty can easily discover and access open educational resources. So you can get to this content that is open access, open educational resources that are open access, as well as find and request access to unrestricted DRM-free library ebooks from top academic publishers. There are thousands of open educational resources, the materials that are available in Faculty Select. as well as more than 200,000 unlimited user DRM-free EBSCO ebooks. And we also offer ebooks from Wiley, Taylor and Francis, and Cambridge University Press. There are some key benefits of Faculty Select, including providing course materials for adoption that are no cost to students, providing a streamlined access to relevant open educational resources. Faculty Select does enable faculty to search and request access to high-quality ebooks to support course material. Of course, it also can drive usage and the value of your library materials and directly support course curricula. And it can improve access to course content for students. We do offer collection management resources for library staff. If this is your first experience with ECM, administrators will be able to retrieve MARC records, enable and manage automatic upgrades, and run owned ebook reports. If this is your first experience with EBSCO Admin, EBSCO Admin is a simple user interface that allows library administrators to manage ebook settings, run usage reports, as well as retrieve a list of all holdings. So let's talk about our MARC record delivery service. MARC is a free service that is offered within EBSCOhost Collection Manager, and it is a complement to OCLC. This is not a replacement for OCLC Collection Manager. However, it is a faster alternative to OCLC Collection Manager as it allows those recently purchased ebooks to become discoverable and used. It is easy to set up this service. Simply go into ECM, go to the MARC tab, and choose Setup Preference. You would choose your preferred output and encoding, add email addresses for those who need to receive the notifications of MARC records, and hit Save. You are able to retrieve your MARC records for orders and editions made in the previous 90 days. And because we do understand that work gets busy, you are able to generate MARC records after the 90-day period by simply entering the book IDs or the order ID, and then just hit the Generate MARC button and you will receive the information. So I do have a few other questions that I would like to ask you. Every year, libraries spend hundreds, thousands, or even millions of pesos on print books. How do you know these books are being used? Unless they're checked out, are you getting your return on investment? And how do you measure that? So EBSCO is pleased to say that every time the ebook has been searched, usage will appear. And we are able to provide an ebook usage report for library administrators to see what books have usage and therefore allowing you to make evidence-based decisions for ebook purchases moving forward for your library. Simply fill out the form and receive your report. This report is showing the total ebook usage for this specific library. Administrators will be able to see the EISBN, the format, the number of copies, the date purchased, the price paid for a the price paid, as well as a DRM-free column, which indicates that the unlimited user version of that ebook is either available or unavailable to acquire free of digital rights management restrictions. We offer a support site with documentation with steps on how to retrieve the report should you need assistance. And speaking of support, we offer a variety of training and support resources on our connect.ebsco.com site. And if you are new to EBSCO eBooks, we do offer LibGuides for students, staff, and faculty. And when we aren't in the middle of a pandemic, we do offer in-person training, but for now, we will offer live online training. And
Susan? I think we lost her for a while. Joseph?
Steph, would you happen to have the continuation of the presentation of Susan?
Yep, her computer may be
I think it's
restarting, but I can talk through the points that she was going to make about our COVID-19 resources.
Yep.
So through September of 2020, we are offering 50% off of print ebooks that you own if you want to purchase them in the e-format for participating publishers. So if you have print books in your collection and would like to see if EBSCO has those in ebook format, we can offer a 50% discount. Also, through the end of September of this year, we are offering a simple version of Faculty Select, meaning it doesn't have all of the full features that we would offer if you subscribe to it, but you would be able to demonstrate to your faculty members how you would be able to browse for potential course adopted titles and open educational resources and work with your faculty on that. And then I believe the next slide that Susan was going to work on was opening it up for questions and answers.
Okay, so let me show that particular slide again. Can I have the presenter rights, please?
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, let me see if this will work. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Steph, again, please.
So as mentioned, one of the promotions that we're doing through the end of September is if you have print titles in your library that you now need to see if you have a digital format available, with participating publishers, EBSCO is doing comparisons of the lists that you provide us and offering ebooks that we have available at a 50% discount.
And that particular service is free of charge, correct? They just need to submit, and then of course the service is free of charge, but of course they need to pay for the ebooks, 50% discount.
Correct. Excellent point. To do the comparison and provide a quote, it is completely free of charge.
And then for Faculty Select?
Yep. So we're offering what we call a basic version of Faculty Select. So the full version of Faculty Select, if you were to subscribe, would include request forms that your faculty could fill out, and you would get notified of what they are looking to adopt for their coursework. Our basic version shows you the core function of Faculty Select, meaning your faculty can browse for open educational resources, as well as EBSCO Unlimited User DRM-free eBooks. As Susan mentioned, the full version of Faculty Select has more options available for content, but this basic version is free to browse and view, and that link is available until the end of September of this year.
And they can get, am I correct in saying that they can actually download OER textbooks there?
That is correct. So in Faculty Select, you would be able to get the link to the OER title, and then faculty members could put that into whichever learning portal is preferred or their course syllabus.
Okay, so thank you so much. So there you go. So again, we have, if you have any print collection that you would want to convert into electronic books, we can do that for you. You can just submit to us your list, and then we will check it out free of charge for you. And if there are any available ebooks or titles in ebook format, the price will have a 50% discount until end of September. Okay. So hopefully Susan will be able to come back, but
I think she's back, Joseph.
oh, sorry. Sorry.
I see Susan. Is she in the
Oh,
panel?
Susan is there. Okay.
Hi, Susan. Are you back?
You hear me?
Hello,
Yes.
Susan. Yeah.
Hello. Wonderful.
Yeah, you're
Wonderful.
back.
Okay, good. I'm so sorry, everyone. As I was going through the presentation, it kept popping up and I wasn't able to snooze it. So I'm terribly sorry that I got cut off. And I do apologize if I was speaking fast. I was trying to get through as much as I could without the computer shutting off. So I do apologize. So thank you for being patient. And thank you, Joseph and Steph, for stepping in for me while I was quickly going through that process. Sometimes technology is the darndest thing, right? So
Yes.
I heard that you all just went through the promotions that we're running. So thank you for offering those. And I hope that this presentation has been helpful and it has provided you with information on what EBSCO can offer your library in the way of saving you time and working within your budget. And we would like to take this opportunity to hear some of your questions, your comments, and any concerns that you may have.
I have a question in the chat. Says, if we subscribe to the perpetual instance of a book or purchase a perpetual instance, can we also access other ebooks available but are not part of our subscription? And that's a great question. So when you are either subscribing to an EBSCO ebook collection or purchasing perpetual instances, all of those books go into the same database access point. So if you have a subscription collection and then purchased a few individuals, your end users can search for all of those at the same exact time.
Um,
Yeah,
I
okay.
have.
Okay.
Go ahead, John. Go ahead, Bon.
Okay. Again, thank you very much, Susan and Steph, for that very insightful topic. I know that all of our participants have learned a lot from this timely topic. So now, I think we have already started our Q&A with our participants, and actually we are collating the questions. So aside from the Q&A box, we are also collating the questions from the chat box. So I've seen, I think there was one question already in the chat box that was addressed by Steph, but let me browse that. There is also a question from the chat box. I think this is from a librarian. So I hope Susan or Steph can answer this. There was a question here. If we have, the question is, do we have curated subject sets for library and information studies?
Steph, I know that you could probably speak to this more quickly than I could, but I do believe that we have a curated collection for that. Do you know off the top of your head?
Yes, we do.
Yes, I thought we did. I just wanted to double check.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for answering that question. So let me manage other questions here because we try to reach as many questions as possible. Let me check. There's also a question here, and I guess Steph already answered this, but for the sake for the other participants, there is a question. I think librarians are very much confused or interchange these words. is there a difference between unlimited access and unlimited user? So hopefully you could enlighten everyone on these words.
So that's a great question. So unlimited users and unlimited access. So when we are offering an unlimited user access for a perpetual ebook, it's just that. It's unlimited users and you have unlimited access if it's a DRM-free ebook. So if it is a DRM-free ebook, you would have unlimited users and unlimited access. So there's no restriction. And
Mm,
and I,
okay.
I I do want to just mention one piece to that is that those restrictions are from the publishers. So we are acting as an aggregator, of course. And so when a publisher provides us with those restrictions, we have to adhere to them. So if we had our way, we would have all ebooks DRM free so that you would all have the access that you need, unlimited users, unlimited access for printing, copying, saving, etc. But we are dependent on what the publisher will agree to allow us to offer to you all.
Okay, that's a very good explanation because here in the Philippines, some librarians are very much confused with the jargons being used in in terms of ebooks accessibility. So hope everyone was given a good insight on that aspect. So I am collating so many questions right now. I think there is ongoing, and we have 21 questions already in Q&A. But anyway, I think this is a very good question, and I hope Steph or Susan could answer this one. This is regarding copyright law. So actually, in Faculty Select, we have OER, right? So according to this question, if they download the OER materials and send it to their clienteles or for their users, are they violating the copyright law?
Steph, would you like to take this one?
Yep. So the link to the book can be sent to as many users as needed when it comes to OER. But much like any written work or a book, it's respectful to the author to always try to comply with copyright and fair use laws.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I think copyright law differs from different countries. So here in the Philippines, we also are bounded with that copyright law, and of course, aside from copyright, also for data privacy law. And thank you for giving that insight. There's also a question here. So sorry, we have really a ton of questions that I'm just collecting, and this is a good thing because most of our librarians right now are into ebooks acquisition. So I think that's why they are sending so many questions. So there is also a question here um, in terms of subscription and in perpetuity. So if they have subscribed to ebooks and they want to have perpetual titles that are not included in the subscription, is it possible?
Absolutely. It is possible to purchase that book, provided that we have the publisher right to do so. And I think that brings up an excellent point that sometimes with the subscription collections, publishers unfortunately sometimes do remove those titles from a subscription collection. And if it is a title that is being heavily used by your library patrons, it's advantageous to purchase that title outright so you can continue to offer it. And one way that you can keep an eye on what is happening with your usage is when you go into admin and you look at the ebook usage report. That will give you a really good indication of which titles in your subscription collection are being heavily used and that you may want to purchase it outright so that you can continue to offer it.
Bon, are you there? Bon, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was talking to myself. I muted already. Sorry. But what I'm saying is that it's also a good thing to know that our librarians could purchase titles in perpetuity even while they are having their subscription of ebooks. So that's a good thing if you mentioned that if that title is really very essential for classroom instruction or for reference of students and even for faculty, that's a good thing to purchase those books. So
Yeah.
there is a good question here. So okay, I think maybe you could give light in terms of downloading the ebooks, because EBSCO, of course, as an aggregator. So there's a question here on downloading. That's the availability of ebook entitles a user to download that ebook in its entirety or just accessing only book chapters?
So, Steph, do you want to speak to this question?
Sure. So 97% of our ebooks that we offer, the books can be downloaded offline in their entirety. For publishers that don't allow downloading, they typically will allow chapter sections to be downloaded offline or printed. So for the most part, our books can be downloaded offline in their entirety.
Yeah, because there is of course we understand in terms of publisher content, and of course the content from we license content from different aggregators, because I think there are also some libraries now subscribing to Publisher Direct, and I think the publishers are providing the ebook access download like from cover to cover. And of course, it's the different thing of the DRM free thing. So I think that's the question of that librarian on that aspect. But anyway, thanks for the question. Thanks for answering that question. So the Q&A chat, the Q&A box is really popping every time. So but there are good questions here, and I think this came from a librarian from a school library. So there is a question here in terms if we have, sorry, actually I do we have ebooks? Do we also have ebooks for kids like storybooks and interactive books?
So we do have ebooks for younger children. They are not interactive in the sense that, it will read back to you or you can read to it. If you're looking for something interactive, perhaps audiobooks could be of assistance for those younger grades. If you are trying to have them read along with a book, perhaps you could use it with an audiobook. But we do have ebooks for the younger age groups.
Okay. And I think, and we have also like subscription collection like for
Yes.
elementary students and also for high school students. And
Yes,
yes, our librarians can have, trial access of this.
of
Bon,
Okay.
course.
Yes.
Bon, I'm sorry, Susan, Steph, I just received a private message here.
Yeah.
Is it possible for us to? I know the answer, of course, but is it possible for them, for the librarians, to actually browse the book in ECM before they buy it?
Yes,
Can we show a demo on that, if it's possible?
sure. Just give me a minute. Why I'm bringing up ECM, just one moment.
Thank you.
It's thinking, so just bear with me for one
No
moment.
worries, no worries. And a follow-up question to that, another one texted me is you mentioned Filipiniana collection. So would they find Filipiniana? So Filipiniana, in a sense, is something that is written about the Philippines and written by a Filipino or published by a Filipino publisher. So that's the scope, I think, of Filipiniana. So would it be available in ECM? So maybe we can do a search of for Philippines, and then maybe we can show them if they can actually just like going to to a bookstore, and then before buying the book, right, the actual book, they go to a bookstore. We call National Bookstore here, the biggest book seller here. So you go there, and then they get the book, and then from the shelf, and then they read it before they buy it. Because most of the time they just see the title, right, and table of contents, and they don't get to see the content. But that's what they wanted to see, if they can actually browse the book before they can buy it.
I'm just trying to I'm trying to share my screen, so just one moment.
Yep, we can see your screen initially. Yes, we can see there.
Did you see it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so you're able to see specifically ECM.
I'm seeing ECM, and I'm seeing the list of, if I'm not mistaken, this is the subject set or featured collection.
Yes. So what I wanted to indicate was that I did go into featured collections, and I specifically want to look at this K through 4 Lexile leveled ebooks.
Okay, so it's for the kids.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's in relation to the question previously.
Right. So just to give you an idea here, I'll just choose the first title that has come up. So here's the book, here's my detailed record, and then I can go in here and take a quick preview. And you can see, you know, the rich colors here that are available in this book. And it's just as if you are, you know, holding the book in your hand and taking a look at it.
So essentially, they can actually see the whole book. So in this case, this is the available. I can see there pages availability for this previous 1,000 or 10,000 pages. So it means that it can be read cover to cover within ECM, right? So they can actually just check out the book if this is the book that they're looking for.
Steph, is there a limit on the number of pages? I know with some of the children's books, because they're shorter, they would probably be able to show a good majority, if not all of the book, but I'm not sure with some of the other more academic titles.
So most of our books are available for previewing in their entirety. The page limit we use of 10,000, we don't have books that have 10,000 pages, so that essentially just covers any book that we could have to make sure that we can view it cover to cover. There are some publishers, and it's a handful, that limit the amount of pages that you can preview. So for some publishers, it may only be 20 pages. But again, for most of our publishers and content, you can view the books in their entirety.
Great. Thank you, Steph.
So in essence, this is just like them really going to the bookstore. ECM is just like store and just picking up a book from the shelf and reading it before buying it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope that was
sure.
Question, personal question was answered. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, so while Joseph has some, text messages from our librarians, so I got the time to really get good questions from the chat box because actually I'm really overwhelmed with the questions. So I'm really getting. So for the participants that we cannot address your question right now, we will be maybe sending you an email with regards to your questions. But let me pick a good question here. So this is again with regards to downloading. So there is a question here from a librarian. She is asking, when does downloading of ebooks becomes excessive and what will be the repercussions?
So if the book is DRM free, then obviously downloading is not an issue. If there are restrictions on the ebook for downloading, it won't allow you to continue to download after that certain restriction. So say, for instance, you're only to download 65 pages.
Yeah.
Once you go to download any more, it will not allow you to download.
Okay. Yeah, because once here in the Philippines, some librarians, once they bought ebooks or purchased ebooks, so most think that these ebooks, of course, unlimited access model, everything can be downloaded like from cover to cover. So at least the librarians were giving a good insight in, especially on the downloading part. Then okay, let us maximize still. I think we still have
5 minutes.
5 minutes of our time. So this is a good question. So I think this came from a librarian in University of the Philippines, Los Baños. So she has a question. If we have classic books that has no available e-copies, is it possible to include them in the institution subscription with EBSCO? Example, the UPLB EBSCO subscription, where you will be the one who will arrange with the publisher that these titles be hosted by us, EBSCO. Is it possible?
Steph, do you want to take that one?
Yes, so we take recommendations from our libraries all the time. So anytime that you have a book that may not be digitized or you want us to work with the publisher on your behalf, we always take those recommendations. And you can work through Joseph and Cher on that, or your local rep. And in the age of COVID-19, there's been an increase of these inquiries in wanting to have more digitally available books. So we've been, sort of double timing this in the sense of working with publishers and getting results for libraries. So anytime you have those scenarios, never hesitate to reach out, and we do our very best to make something happen.
Okay. Thanks
Bon,
for the. Yeah.
I have
Yes.
one more question here. I think this is very
Okay.
important question. I got another question via text. Susan, Steph, you can, any one of you can answer this. There are some libraries. This particular library has ebooks from other vendors, and of course, when we said that we can, if they have EBSCO and they would want to search all of their contents, both ebooks and journals in one platform, is it possible for transferring their ebooks from other vendors to our platform that they have already bought?
Yes, that is possible to do a platform switch. We would need to know specifically which books that they are interested in switching over to the EBSCO platform, and we would need to get permission from the publisher in order to do so. Some books we are able to switch without a fee, and some books may incur a fee to switch over to the platform, and that fee is set by the publisher.
Because as of what you explained, if they have purchased ebooks in multiple publisher platforms, like for example, they go publisher direct, the problem there would be they would have several platforms to access their ebooks, right? Now, if
Mm-hmm.
they switch to EBSCOhost with the EBSCO ebooks that they have subscribed to or already purchased, so those ebooks from other vendors or other publishers, it can be accessed all in just one platform, which is EBSCOhost, right?
Right, provided that the publisher will agree to the
Of course.
platform switch. Steph, do you want to add anything regarding the platform switch? Because I know that question has come up a number of times from various librarians from around the world.
So in order to do what we call a platform switch analysis, it's free of charge. We don't charge any fees or anything to actually do the analysis. All we would need is a list of the title information. At a minimum, we require an ISBN, as well as the information to be in Excel format. Depending on the size of the list, it takes us about 2 weeks to do the analysis, and we would return it to you indicating what titles we would be able to switch for no extra charges. And if the publisher does happen to charge a fee, we would outline that for you and make it very clear, and then indicate any other information that we would have to.
Okay. One more. I can see here, I'm also looking at the question and answer. I think the Filipiniana collection was not answered. This is a question by Miss Augusta Villamater. Is it? I think if we can show them here where we have, I think EBSCO's collection manager. If we type in, I think, as I mentioned, Filipiniana is anything about the Philippines. So if we type in the Philippines, we can actually show them how many titles we have. um, related to
Yeah,
the
for topics on Philippines, yes.
Yeah.
yes.
So,
Just for us to show them.
sure, absolutely. So prior to this presentation, Steph and I were actually speaking about this. So there are some titles here listed that are specific for the Philippines and Filipino.
So as you can see, ma'am, we have, I think, almost 3,000 titles in ebooks related to the Philippines. But if you want to be more specific, of course, if you know of the name of the author, we can be, because sometimes it doesn't indicate there. So if it's a Filipino author in ECM, I'm actually answering the question, I'm sorry. In
No, no,
ECM,
go ahead. That's
It's
fine.
okay.
That's fine.
in ECM, they can actually search anything, any topic, any author, any subject that they want to look at, and then they can automatically see the price. I also see here that they are asking about the price in EBSCOhost Collection Manager. They can also see the price in the right-hand side. As you can see, prices will be there, and pricing would be publisher list price. There are no markups, no annual fees, no platform fees, no other fees. So this is the final price should they decide to buy the ebook, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So no add-on. And
Correct. There's no additional fee for the platform.
sorry again, can I add some more information about um, as I've mentioned, we do not have any platform fee. So this means if they get just one ebook from us this year and they don't get any ebook, hopefully not in the succeeding years, we will host that ebook for life, assuming EBSCO, we're hoping EBSCO will go on for life. But we will host that ebook without any platform fee for them, right? We were not going to charge them. We will not tell them, oh, you need to buy, not going to get anything from us this year. You need to pay for a platform fee for that ebook that we are hosting. So we're not going to do that, correct?
That is correct. So
Yes.
perhaps, you're only able to buy, let's just say as an example, perhaps only $500 worth of ebooks. That's all that your budget is allowing for maybe the first, 6 months. There will be no platform fee. What you have paid for your book is your book, and you can continue to access that on the EBSCOhost platform. And perhaps the following year or 6 months later, you're ordering additional books. So there's no additional fee if you're
Thank you.
not purchasing additional titles.
And I would also like to reiterate to all the participants and audience that EBSCOhost Collection Manager is free of charge. So all you need to do is just email us for, so this is institutional, unlike Amazon. So anything that you purchase from here will be owned by not a single person, but by the institution. And we will host it for life. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And if any librarians have any questions about EBSCOhost Collection Manager or a book that they have purchased, they can always reach out to you all
Of course.
and receive that answer, as well as technical support should they need it.
Yes. Anyway, so there you go. So Bon, I think we're
Okay. So
past
I
10:30 at the hour
Yeah,
mark.
okay. So now let's wrap the session. So thank you very much, Susan and Steph, for giving our participants a very insightful session and topic, of course, about ebooks and ebooks acquisition and so on. So now let me give some announcement to the participants because I think there's still so many inquiries in the chat box and in the Q&A. So I really need to manage that, and I'll give certain announcements. So I'll have the presenter right, so I could share my slide again for the okay. So let me okay. So for the participants, so here are just some announcements. I have seen that there have been so many like questions in the chat box and Q&A with regards to the PowerPoint presentation, with regards to trial access, pricing, and so on. So you will be given an opportunity to ask your questions on that, especially on the ebook pricing trial request, special, collections for a particular subject area, you will be having an opportunity of that in the survey form. So there is an option that regarding or to summarize all of your ebook requests with EBSCO, and our team here in the Philippines will get in touch with you with regards to your, of course, maybe requirements with your institution. Okay, so to wrap up the session, so let me give like few announcements. So I think everyone is excited for their digital certificates, but let me provide you the requirements for you to get your digital certificate. Again, as what I have mentioned by Sher in the beginning of this webinar, we are requiring attendees to register in WebEx. So that's the first requirement, that you must be a registered attendee. Second thing, you must attend at least 45 minutes of this webinar. So we are now past an hour. So hopefully everyone had attended really 45 minutes of this session. Then finally, of course, the survey form or the evaluation form. Please take note of this evaluation form. So this is the link to the evaluation form. So it's bit.ly EBSCO evaluation form. And here are just some uh, things that you need to remember with regards to the evaluation form. This evaluation form will be closed on August 7, tomorrow po, Friday, 5 p.m. for us to send the certificates, of course, your digital certificates in a timely manner. And of course, if you have an urgent need like for ebook requests or for collections that you want to have like for a specific subject area, so that we could work it urgently as well. And again, also, the link as well, or this evaluation link, will be auto sent by Webex po through email to all of the attendees right now in the session after this webinar. So if in case you didn't get the evaluation link right here, so isa-send po siya ng Webex po right to your email for the attendees right now after this webinar. And lastly, so the link is also available once the WebEx event ended. Once you click Leave Event, there will be a pop-up screen on the external URL. Please click OK and you will still be redirected to the evaluation form. So here you have 3 ways to answer this evaluation form. And finally, our certificates again will certificates including the webinar recording sa mga nagre-request po, and the PowerPoint presentation of Susan in PDF format will be sent to all of the attendees including your digital certificates. Please give us minimum of 2 weeks because I think we have reached, I think, the 500 bracket already for the participants. So please give us more time to validate then, of course, the requirements of the digital certificates. And again, in behalf of EBSCO Philippines team, we would like to thank our research speaker, Susan Entrican and Steph Moriarty, and our EBSCO marketing colleagues here, Ethan and Nawat, and to all of our participants, not only here in the Philippines, but around the world. Maraming salamat po. Thank you. Again, this is Bon Sigisabal, together with the EBSCO Philippines team, Joseph and Sher, saying thank you. Stay safe and healthy, and see you all again on our next webinar. Thank you very much po.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
So
Thank you.